Hello children, hope so you all are fit and healthy. So today in our class we are going to discuss how to frame affirmative, negative and interrogative sentences in simple present and simple past. Fine. Let us know what is an affirmative sentence. Affirmative sentence gives us a positive meaning. So that is the reason we even call it as a positive sentence. And then negative sentence. A negative sentence gives us the negative meaning, which means we usually find not not in these negative sentences. And when we talk about interrogative sentences, we all know that interrogative sentences ask us questions. Now, let us learn how to frame sentences in simple present tense. Now, first let us talk about affirmative sentences. And always remember, we have two structures to frame affirmative sentences in simple present tense, depending upon the subject we take. For example, if we take the plural subjects, like for example, I, we, you and they, then the structure will be subject plus verb plus object. Always remember, with plural subjects, we always take the first form of the verb. Like for example, they write a story. Let us see some more examples. I write a story, we write a story, you write a story. And when we talk about singular subjects, he, she and it, in that case, we should add s or es or ies to the verb, and then comes the object. So the structure will be subject plus verb plus s, es or ies plus object. Let us see an example. She writes a story. And when we talk about adding es or ies to the verb, always remember, if the verb ends with ch, sh, s, o, x, then we add es to the verb. And if suppose the verb is ending with a consonant followed by y, in that case we remove y and we add ies. Do you remember this? We had already studied this, right? Yes, beautiful. Now let us learn how to frame negative sentences in simple present tense. Now let us see the structures. Again, depending upon the subject, we have two structures. As we already discussed earlier, with the plural subjects we use the auxiliary verb do, and with the singular subjects he, she, it, we use the auxiliary verb does, right? And remember, in negative sentences, we always add not not after the auxiliary verb. We shall understand this with the help of the structure and an example. Fine. Let us read the structure first. Subject. If the subject is plural, then we are supposed to add do, not, and then comes the first form of the verb, and then comes the object. Like for example, they is always followed with the auxiliary verb do or does, do. Very good. They do not write a story. I do not write a story. You do not write a story. They do not write a story. Now, when we talk about the subjects, he, she, it, we already know that he, she, it are followed by the auxiliary verb does. Very good. Now, let us see the structure. Fine. Subject plus does, and then after does, what are we supposed to add? not not. Why? Because this is a negative sentence. Very good. Subject plus does not plus verb in the first form plus object. Let us see examples. She does not write a story. He does not write a story. It does not write a story. Clear? Now, let us talk how to frame interrogative sentences in simple present tense. Again, depending upon the subject, we have two structures. By this time, we are very clear that with plural subjects, that is I, we, you and they, we always use the auxiliary verb do, and with the subjects he, she, it, which are singular subjects, we use does. Fine. If we are framing a positive question or positive interrogative sentence, then we have to write do. And if we are framing negative interrogative sentences, it begins with don't. Fine. Now let us see the structure of the interrogative sentences. Do or don't plus plural subject plus verb plus object. Do they write a story? And the negative interrogative sentence will be don't they write a story? Now, let us talk about the singular subjects. Does or doesn't plus subject plus verb plus object. Example, does she write a story? Doesn't she write a story? Clear? Now, hope so you all understood the topic well. So, keep practicing and keep framing more and more sentences that will help you a lot. So stay home, stay safe. We shall meet in our next class.